there's power in proximity.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
like whoever your circles are, right? Whoever your circles of influence are, you just have to ask.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised who wants to help. And I
Yeah.
thank you for being who you are.
Thank
And I'm
you.
excited for you to come down this path with me. This
Oh,
is
I'm excited too. I want to sound very thankful for you as well. This is all I've talked about for the longest, just having a mentor.
yeah, this is real life. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's a little bit, up and down and gritty, but the beauty of it is we keep grinding.
Definitely.
This is our first episode.
Right.
Let's introduce ourselves. Introduce yourself, and then we'll kind of jump into it. Who
For
are you?
sure. Who am I? My name is Ashley Eugene. I am 26 years old. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. I am a working professional. I have a day job and sometimes have a night job, depending on my situation. I drive for Lyft at night.
Yeah.
I live in a PadSplit as a way to help better my life in a sense.
Okay,
Actually.
that's a great intro. My name's Quentin Wendt. I am a real estate investor. I have a really strong conviction and passion around affordable housing. I thought I just wanted to get into real estate to make money. And then I met people like you. I realized that if I am going to invest in real estate, I have options on how I want to do it.
For sure.
Short-term Airbnb, long-term rentals, but I like the math of midterm rentals or what we would call shared living.
Yeah.
I use PadSplit as a platform, finding that I really like it, finding I really like the people for the most part, especially the people who pay on time.
Okay.
Damn, why do I like Ashley so much? Not only is she cool, but she pays on time.
I definitely do.
I joke. They're like, "Who's Ashley?" I'm like, "Ashley's the one who pays on time, no drama." I was like, "Amen." So I have a huge belief in the world of co-living and shared space. People don't know what it means. They have a lot of misconceptions.
Yeah.
You, young lady, get it. There's value to, I'm going to pay, instead of $2,000 for an apartment, I'm going to pay less than $1,000. All utilities included. You were just talking about this earlier. I'll let you speak for yourself. If you were to talk to what they call an ideal customer profile, ICP, that's what I think about when I think about like how I want to set up the house.
Right.
So you, Ashley, represent my ICP.
Okay.
Young professional, wants to improve her life.
Yeah.
Looking for advantages in the game.
For
And
sure.
housing
Yeah.
is a place where you can.
Yeah.
Okay?
Definitely.
What did you know about co-living before?
I really didn't know anything about PadSplit ever. I never heard of a PadSplit, but I have been in shared living spaces in my life before. Obviously, I mean, I went to college. So my freshman year, I stayed in a dorm. And then the last 3 years, I had an apartment off campus and I had roommates all those 3 years. And then after I graduated, I still lived in houses and stuff like that with other people. It wasn't through a platform or anything like that. It was just like
Just friends.
Yeah, just friends or just knowing the landlord personally or anything like that. But yeah, majority of those situations were crap at first. I'm not gonna lie. And it's just like dealing with people. It's just dealing with people. And a little bit of the landlord as well. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? So I realized now I'm in a PadSplit. I actually did not go out finding this in a sense. It kind of came to me.
Oh,
if you will.
We came knocking. Right? We came knocking for you.
For sure. And when that happened, I got introduced to the family. I got introduced to the house that I live in now.
Yeah.
And it turned into a family. And that I will say, yeah, my situation is a little bit different than a regular person because, like I said, I already knew some of the people that lived in the house currently. From there, it turned into me learning other people in the house and stuff and learning how they move and how their character is and stuff like that. And that introduced a world of where you can be friends with strangers. You can coexist in a place together and y'all don't have to be buddy-buddy. Y'all don't have to be friends. Y'all don't have to know each other for real. But at least we respect each other. And I think it comes from the living space that we're in. I feel like everybody can say that they're comfortable in the space that they're in. Yeah. And I think that's when you're comfortable in your space, it allows you to want to, I guess be in a good mood and be positive with the people that you're around and having to share the space with.
That speaks to so much of what I want to address through our episodes is you have the member experience living in a PadSplit. with strangers that you didn't live with before,
Right.
in a house that you never lived in before. I speak to investors, hosts all the time that are trying to figure out the game.
Yeah.
And this, to me, all business is a game, first of all.
For sure.
Right? It's how can they optimize their space, attract the most attractive, appealing members,
Right.
which are low drama, pay on time.
Pay on time.
Yes. Like,
right.
if I could ask any landlord, what are the 2 characteristics that you would love to have in all your tenants? It's really not a lot to ask.
It's not.
It is what just happened there. Okay. But that's what we live in.
Yeah.
Okay. So through our conversation, trying to accomplish 2 things.
Yeah.
I want more people that are looking to rent and looking to save money and improve their life through making better decisions, how much they're paying for housing. I want to help people introduce what shared living can be.
Yeah.
And we are not the norm.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, relative to other people. People are just renting rooms.
Yeah.
But you're getting a community,
Yeah.
or you're part of a community that you built. People don't know that exists.
Mm.
So I want to shine a light on you and your experience with the hopes that other people see themselves through your example.
Okay.
And then they're willing to say, oh, I don't have to pay $2,000 a month
Yeah.
to live in an apartment that I can barely afford.
Right.
I can save X amount of dollars and spend $800 to $900 to $1,000 a month, all utilities included, and live in a house versus an apartment.
Right.
Like, we know people who lived in a weekly motel at $100 a night.
Yeah.
That's $700 a week.
Yeah.
That math just doesn't make sense to me. Because you at $700 a week, 52 weeks, that's $50,000 a year.
Jeez. That's more than I make a year.
That's what you're paying for housing. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
And I think some of it is they don't know this option exists. So that's part of why I'm watches. Put in the comments, put in the questions, both sides of the marketplace.
Definitely.
From the host side, from the member side. We want to answer all of it because most hosts don't ever get to talk to members.
Yeah.
And most members don't ever get to talk to hosts.
That's true.
Right? That's our goal. So we'll state that openly. And then we're just going to have conversations. We're going to make and do some tours on properties.
Yeah.
I'm going to get your opinions about some.
I'm excited. I'm trying to see some of these houses. I'm trying to see why other houses aren't like ours.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
I want to see some houses that are doper than mine.
Yeah.
So we can copy some stuff.
Yeah, definitely. But it's like, to know that some of the other tenants have been in a PadSplit before and they hated their situations and stuff, like that kind of sucks. So I definitely want to know like what really makes these people hate their situation and how can we make it better? Like, not blame it on PadSplit, because it's not PadSplit's fault. It's just maybe you just weren't grouped with the right house.
Right.
You're
not trapped in any room.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's one of the messages that members need to understand. You get choice.
Yeah.
Right. So if Ashley didn't like 2 or 3 of the members, or you didn't like the landlord, your membership allows you to transfer.
Right.
But the problem is, how do you know what you're moving into?
Yeah.
How do you figure out the grass is greener
on the side?
On the other side of the fence? Because it could just be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse.
All right, let's start from the top.
Okay.
Talk to me about the first week that you came in.
First week that I
Remember?
came.
That's
Do
a
I
while
even?
ago. How long have you been here, first of all?
I've been here since January. I think.
Okay.
I don't remember my exact date. It was probably like January 18th, 19th, something in
You came back to the country.
Yeah, just got back to America that week. I was on vacation in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And to not put too much into my situation, but I was living with my parents prior to the situation.
Paying how much rent?
Paying $0 in rents, $0 in utilities. So you would think, how do you give up paying $0 to want to have to pay for something? And it all comes down to my sanity, which I felt like is more important. Don't get me wrong, I still love my parents, but I have to realize that I am trying to grow as an individual, and it's kind of hard to really do that when you're up under your parents. A lot of the times, and especially that vacation/trip that I went on made me realize a lot of different things about myself and my family and stuff like that. So it was about that time for me to go and experience life in a different kind of way. So I don't remember exactly how my first week went, but I do remember who I ended up getting really, really cool with the very first week. Obviously, besides Kayla was the person was one of my roommates / friend. I actually put her in the house.
Right.
First.
I was going to say, you reverse referred her.
Yeah, reverse. I didn't even live in the house, which is so crazy. And so technically, I should be making
She should have gotten a referral bonus.
I should have got it. Yeah, definitely. So it's cool. I'll make it on the back end. So one of the tenants in the house, her name is Wanda. I've been knowing Wanda since coworker. Been working with her for years. She actually was in a predicament, which ended up leading her to living here.
Yeah.
So she's an older woman, very family oriented, loves to cook, loves camaraderie, things of that sort. House mom. And that's another thing I did want to mention in the last meeting we have. If we could just do something like that in houses. But I think
we're gonna touch on this.
Yeah.
Because you know what ends up happening with the house mom? They become the house dictator.
Yes. And that's why I didn't want to say nothing at first. Because I was like, how do you do it without trying to give somebody too much power?
Right. Trust me, we tried it. We've seen both sides.
Yeah.
It's like, people their head gets crazy.
Yeah, their head gets
start
crazy.
Dictating stuff.
Everything. So that's why I feel like that's why the landlord is just a very important piece. That's why I said the thing about, it's just good that you're involved with the house a little bit more.
I tell people, and they don't believe me, in a co-living facility, it's like 70% people management, 30% house management.
Yeah.
It is so many moving dynamically personalities. And like for the most part, ours are cool, but like when it flares, it is all people related. We make our money because we rent by the room. We make money because it's more than 4 rooms. It's typically the number that you have to be more than. So now you've got 6, 7 personalities.
Yeah, in one space.
Yeah.
Or one big space.
Okay, so Wanda helped get you in here. You knew Wanda. Wanda came in.
Yeah.
Wanda then settled in. You helped Kayla come in.
Right.
And then you came in afterwards.
Yeah. So I ended up Thanksgiving last year.
Yeah, we had Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, we had Thanksgiving. It was Wanda's idea to do that. And she invited me and Kayla to come over. And that's when we actually ended up meeting the other tenants in the house. And they were very lovely when we met them. We all ate turkey together. It was very family oriented. I love it. I've never been in a situation like that. I know Kayla probably hadn't been in a situation like that. So
she is from Houston.
She's actually from Michigan.
Yeah, but she was living in Houston.
Yeah.
Because I was like, look, the more community. So this idea of community.
Yeah.
I met some dude out of Colorado. And he's like one of my friends, and he's like borderline hippie. So, but they run co-living operations out there.
Okay.
The more people like each other, the less friction there is.
Exactly. And I agree.
And it's so true.
Yeah.
And it's such a simple way of saying it.
Yeah.
But create something out of thin air.
That's what I was about to say. How do you get a whole bunch of strangers to like each other and they never knew each other before? And I think that's what it was. When Wanda did that in terms of Thanksgiving, I feel like that kind of opened up the idea a little bit more, especially for 2 people like me and Kayla who never been in a situation like that. That opened it up for us. And after Thanksgiving was over with, me and Kayla got to talking. I was like, girl, this might be better for you. Like, this might be better for your situation. Maybe you should look into it. And hopefully, because I think at that time when Kayla moved in, I think the house was full. So there wasn't no room. So it just so happened when I was on vacation that somebody moved out.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I was able to get a space in the room, in the house. So it really worked out. Yeah. Timing worked out really well. And now we're here.
Did you know all the furniture was included? You knew the scenario, right?
I did know a little bit. Yeah. Okay. I definitely did. Based off of
you'd been in the house before.
I had been in the house.
And they showed you. Okay.
So they showed me their rooms. Like obviously Wanda gave me a tour. Well, not even their rooms, just Wanda room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, also how upstairs looked and stuff of that sort. I feel like I will admit, I think probably one of my biggest selling points, what sold me was really that back patio, the cover patio. I love a cover patio. But like little things like that, that when that there is spaces that you can go to outside of your room and it's not going to be like fully used all the time. And, it's big enough where you can be on one end, I can be on one end, and we're not like in each other's face,
What? Tamora said that to me.
Really?
Because she's like, I work from home. She's like, I liked your house because there was a separation of church and state. She's like, previous place I worked in, I was just in my room all the time.
Yeah.
She's like, I was getting depressed.
I could imagine.
Totally.
Yeah, right? I definitely could imagine.
She's like, when I came here, because I asked her on the interview, I'm like, how long do you want to stay? She was like, well, at least I'm gonna stay to 12 weeks. I'm not gonna pay the penalty. And I was like, all right, but how long?
Okay.
And she's like, I followed up with her afterwards. She's like, you know what I like about it? When I'm not working, I don't have to be my,
Yeah.
you know? And she's like, there's other spaces that I can occupy,
Yeah.
either to be alone, quietly do some yoga, or go work out over here, or go watch TV over here, or go cook with people. She's like, that helps me as a work from home person.
Yeah.
And I love that because,
Yeah.
you know, whatever reasons, like in the business world, I told you this is a game. I
Mhm.
view all business as a game. Sticky.
Yeah.
That's the term. How
Mhm.
can I make you sticky as a client and customer? Because I want you to stay 2 years.
Yeah.
Until you have reached a goal,
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely wanted to be like that. Like, obviously, people are not going to stay forever. I don't plan on staying
No.
forever for sure. But you definitely wanted to be a situation where you're leaving to something better and
Mhm.
not leaving to something where you're still on the same level. in a
Yes.
sense,
Like,
right? So,
why don't people use housing as a tool?
right.
I'm asking because it's an open question for me.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't lived in an apartment in a minute.
Yeah.
Right, because I'm old and I got married and I had kids and stuff. But like when I was in an apartment, I remember paying a lot of money. At my last apartment, it was like $2,300.
Really?
It was in Decatur.
I lived in Decatur too.
Right, it was so expensive.
Yeah.
I had no utilities, so I had to pay like $300 or $400 of utilities on top of that.
Yeah.
I think they covered water, so I had to pay like gas and electric,
Yeah.
and it was like $2,500.
Yeah. That was something similar for me too.
And I was there as a 20-year-old. Like,
Yeah.
I go out on the weekends and try not to come home.
Mhm.
And then, you know, during the weekday I was working, so I was there for 8 hours
Yeah.
you know,
Didn't even get to
I
enjoy
didn't
it.
get my money out of it. It's just like
Yeah.
I felt like that's what I was supposed to do
Yeah.
versus like, oh, if I looked at my budget, how can I reduce that number? And that's how I approach this.
Yeah.
Is I need you to help other people understand.
Yeah.
I cut my housing in half. Oh, zero is it's a bad experience. But when you lived in an apartment,
Yeah, I've lived in an apartment. When
you
I first
essentially cut it in half.
moved back to Atlanta in 2022, I lived in Decatur as well. My
Mhm.
apartment was my rent for it was $2,000, and that was for a studio in North Decatur
Yeah.
and stuff. And then I ended up having to break the lease, having to probably pay even more money to break the lease.
Right.
And everything. That's when I moved in with my parents.
Yeah, because you were just bleeding money.
Yeah, I was and then trying to go to school and go to work all at the same time. So it was definitely a lot for me. So I moved in with my parents, and then that kind of went from there. But I'm glad that I'm in a PadSplit now. I'm able to minimize my bills a lot more, even though yes, I was living with my parents and I wasn't paying anything with them. Here's where the cost kind of differentiates, I guess. Since I didn't want to be with my parents, I was out the house a lot
All the
more.
time.
Exactly. So spending more money outside than I was inside. You feel me? So I was still spending a lot of money regardless. So at least I know, like, I can sit in my house. I don't feel like I have to go out. Like, I plan to spend the entire weekend at home.
Just chilling.
Yeah. And I can do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel comfortable enough to do that. I don't feel like somebody's going to run up in the house. I don't feel like somebody's going to start a problem with me. I don't feel like something is going to happen to me.
Peaceful?
Yeah, very much peaceful, very much quiet. And when it's time to be loud, it can be loud. Sometimes a little quiet is a little too quiet. You know, sometimes that can make you go a little crazy. So times when I come in the house and I tell everybody like wake up, let's do something.
Yeah.
And people get up and they do something. So we have that space. Another thing I also was just thinking about that I wish I mentioned on the last call.
We have more opportunities to share your wisdom.
The thing is the fact that I forgot about that space that we have downstairs, and then the workout stuff. I'm not saying for them to go build an in-home gym or anything, but
space matters.
Space matters, and that's the biggest thing, having space. Because like even when I was with my parents, there's a point in time I used to work from home too. 2020, when COVID first hit, when I was living in Jackson, Mississippi. That's where I went to college, Jackson State University. I was working at Apple as a customer service rep, and boom, COVID hit. We had to leave school, had to go back home. So moved back home. The only place that I felt comfortable in my parents' house was my room, and I felt I was going crazy. Then on top of we couldn't go anywhere because we was on that quarantine stuff, everything. My parents was like, you can't leave the house unless you had an outside job. Once they said that, I quit Apple that same day.
You went to go found an essential worker
and I started working at Amazon. Literally that same day when they said that, because there's no way that I can just be locked up in this house 25/8. Now, God forbid we were to shut the country down today, I probably wouldn't be too mad. I probably would be too mad because at least we have the house,
Yeah.
you know, spend a little bit in my room. Okay, cool. I get bored of that space. I have other spaces that I can go to.
So here's what I am dying for is I want to put voice to the idea of this hashtag RentSmarter.
Okay.
Because I don't think people know, you say it all the time.
Mhm.
You talk to your friends, your
Mhm.
network,
Yeah.
nobody knows we exist.
Yeah. Nobody.
So I talk about it with my friends who are real estate investors. A lot of them don't know we exist.
Oh, really?
So they're like, oh, that's interesting. Tell me more.
Right.
Because then it's a math equation. But I think on the flip side, it's a math equation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
From the game and the business of co-living, it is the math is good.
Yeah.
The operations are hard.
Yeah.
If everybody could do it, everybody would do it.
Right.
So if you want to get in it
Yeah.
and you want to squeeze some more juice out of it,
Yeah.
here's a game you can learn the rules.
Right.
Same thing on the member side.
Yeah.
If you want to pay 800, hell, you can almost pay 600 in some cheap ass house.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, you know, nor would I suggest you,
Right.
Because you get what you pay for.
Definitely. Yeah.
But relatively speaking, compared to your 2000, my 2500 20 years ago,
Yeah.
you're going to cut that in half.
Yeah.
The challenge to you, young lady, is where's the G going?
Yeah.
Where are you tracking the G?
Mhm.
So one of the questions, what do you guys call it now? A stack? I don't know what the term is at this point. My
Yeah.
kids talk about it. A rack, a stack, a tack.
All of them. All of the
those?
above.
Okay.
All the same thing.
One of the things that I want to challenge is like, what are different ideas that I can help? I'm not trying to be your dad. I'm not trying to be this mentor or anything, but it's like, what if members signed up for Rocket Money if it was free? It's
Okay.
like, hey, you come in here because you're making a smart decision. Hashtag RentSmarter.
Right.
One part of that is like, let's track if you're really saving $1,000,
Yeah.
right? Or
Yeah.
800. Treat
Right.
yourself. Give yourself $200 to go have a good time.
Yeah.
But where's that 800 going?
Right.
I would love if you wanted to do that with me.
I'm down for that.
It's like,
I'm down for that.
let's see if for the next 6 months we can lock in and put 6 times 8, 4,800.
Yeah.
So if we can drop 5 G's over the next 6 months, you have more options.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Like that's the stuff that I think is amazing. Like here's something that bigger picture, right? And I'm a big dot connector for business. I want to start another business.
Okay.
Maybe you'll help me with this one. I heard it on a podcast. People market and they do garage cleanouts.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
People are paying $600 to $800 for a team to come in and clean out the garage.
Mhm.
And then guess what they do? Stuff that's in there.
Mhm.
It's like having a baby garage sale.
Yeah.
They're buying stuff from the homeowner.
Yeah.
And then what are they doing with it?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You ever heard of storage wars?
Yeah, same
Yeah.
thing.
Same thing.
But you're
Yeah.
going to the house. They're
Mhm.
paying you to remove the shit.
Yeah.
You're buying the stuff on wholesale.
Yeah.
And then you're selling it on the dispo side.
Hmm.
I always look at that as like, if I started a franchise or a business of that, how many PadSplit members, it's like a gig economy.
Yeah.
How many would be like, all right, I'll work a couple hours. What am I going to pay for my own rent if I work a weekend?
Yeah.
Could that happen? Probably.
Yeah.
Somebody just has to organize it,
Yeah.
like a member who's an entrepreneurial member. Just saying, like these things, those are the kind of things I love about our platform is you are 20 something and you want to be a business person. I am 50 something. I'm not yet, but I'm almost 50.
Okay.
Right. I love mentoring young entrepreneurs.
Really? That's what's up.
Because like at this point in my life, like all I got is experience.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's fun. Like it's the same, like my son's in college, him and his friends.
Yeah.
It's no longer, let's get how many Michelob Ultras we can shotgun. Now they're like, oh,
yeah,
what's the game?
Yeah.
Put me on some game.
Yeah.
Because they're looking at the future.
Right.
And I think that's the fun part about it is you get a whole network.
Yeah. I guess some people don't even know, you know what I'm saying? Like some people haven't even unlocked that level in their head to even know that stuff like this is possible,
right? If
you will. Because I think that was probably one big thing that I remember our conversations prior to me moving into the house. And that was also another thing, another selling point for me as well. Like knowing that if I really needed some type of help, I knew that you was there, you know what I'm saying, to help
as
me.
a reference point.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess I don't know I don't even know why I never even thought about the idea of asking anybody that I've ever rented from or anything like that. Hey, how do you do this?
get on the game.
Yeah. So I feel like
So
that's
here's
cool.
the beauty of it. Every member probably has a faster path to being a homeowner. Reason being is the way the financing is set up. Cut an FHA loan,
Yeah, I've heard of it.
3.5% down. You can get it. I can't get that.
Oh, because you've already bought a house.
Right. So you're a first-time home buyer designed for people on the way up.
Yeah.
They want to make it easier for you. They just changed the law that you can your first FHA loan on a 4-unit. Why 4-unit and not 5? Because at 5 you become a commercial property. But the Fannie Mae and the federal government says 4 units are still single family. So a $300,000 4-unit where you stay in one and you rent the other 3.
Right.
It's this.
That's true.
But
That's
you get
exactly.
it at 3.5% down.
Man, me and my cousin was just talking about that this past weekend. I was in New York, and he lives. Him and his family, or him and his mom, they live in a duplex.
Yes. And the other side pays for the rent.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the game.
So that's something we've been talking about trying to do for sure. Well, at least I'm trying to do.
You ever heard the saying? I want to get this tattooed. Ideas are great.
Ideas are great.
Execution is everything.
Ah, yes.
Because you, young lady, are very much wired like me. Ooh, shiny object. Ooh, shiny object. Ooh, shiny object. It is. And we have ADD and we have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And we see it and we're like, ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But to stop, dig in, and grind it out and do the nasty.
Yeah.
I'm 50 almost and still learning how to tone that down. Yeah.
Because that's like my biggest problem. I literally I don't know if you're like religious or anything, but I pray to God about that every single day. Like, how do I focus? How do I focus? Because it's like it's obviously
it's a learned skill.
Yeah.
Just so you know that.
Okay.
There's no manifestation. There's no talk it into existence.
Gotcha.
It is. You go to the gym?
Not for real. No.
Okay. So how do you stay skinny? You eat right?
I don't.
Naturally bred. Oh, you're 20-something.
I'm 20-something.
Okay.
My metabolism is really high.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. I guess I won't say this on camera, but I don't be having an appetite a lot of times.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really my biggest problem. I don't eat as much as I need to.
Yeah.
So
I started going to the gym.
That's good.
About 2 years ago, and I started going 3 times a week. I felt good. 4 times a week. I try to go about 5 times a week now.
Okay.
And the reason I go is because I have ADD. Because I couldn't stick with anything.
Really?
And the gym showed me there's a difference between motivation, discipline.
Yeah.
Motivation is, oh, cool, look at that.
Yeah.
Dedication and discipline is, geez, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Get your ass up and just go.
You see, that is true, right? And I think about that a lot. But I always think to myself, how do I have that same level, like discipline or dedication towards my job?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I could care less about my job, but I think the attitude is I have to go to work.
You're going to work to survive.
Yeah.
You're not working on something that you love.
Yeah.
But again, we just talked about this earlier too. Survival mode.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to pay the rent.
Yeah.
Which I do thoroughly appreciate. Pay on time, with low drama.
I try.
But that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
I have a day job. I don't necessarily love it every day.
For real? You got a day job for real?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I work at PadSplit.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Because I get so much data to do this stuff.
Oh.
So I use it for this stuff. I love real estate investing.
Yeah.
I like working with investors and I like data.
Right.
But it's a job.
Really? It's not like a conflict of interest or anything like that?
Every house that I put on helps the company. Me being a landlord and hearing from members helps the company get better. That's how I view it. So I think they're mutually beneficial.
Definitely.
Right. Well, the reason I bought this house was because I would talk to hosts who they would be mad about something. And I was like, but that's not true. And lo and behold, it was true. I thought because I didn't have one. Well, the company says we do this. Yeah. And the hosts are like, well, y'all don't do that. And I'm just like, oh. And then I went and bought one. And I'm like, oh, damn, we don't do that.
Was this your first house?
This was the very first property.
Really?
I fucked this one up.
Really?
I bought it so good. And then I renovated it so bad. So there's these lessons you learn.
Yeah.
And like most real estate investors, their first property, they call it tuition.
Tuition? Okay.
Because you have to pay for the education, just like anything else. Right. Like your first Turo deal, like you had to learn the business.
Oh, definitely.
Real estate investors, no matter what, you make your money on the buy. So I was lucky. I bought this house really, really well. This house appraised $330,000 135 or something like that.
Really?
I bought it for 180.
Really?
And then we put in, well, it's supposed to be like an $80,000 renovation. Ended up being like 130,000.
Damn.
And you know, from all the shit that broke,
Yeah.
we didn't get it all.
See.
Right?
Right.
So the second house that we did, much better. The
Okay.
house that we're doing in Stone Mountain right now,
Mhm.
all the lessons that I learned here,
Okay.
even before, chose a different GC, worked through. In fact, I had no insulation in the house.
Mm.
You know, I screamed that from the mountaintop on an Instagram reel. How many people are like, mine didn't either?
Really?
Because the renters that you bought, the rental landlords that you buy these rental properties from,
Mhm.
didn't give a shit,
Yeah.
right?
Damn.
So the game is like, if you don't give it,
Yeah.
you just keep on
Yeah.
not giving it credit.
Yeah.
So that was the big difference in terms of like my learning curve, and you'd be amazed at like how much you learn in the game.
Right.
So that's the part that I want you to start playing in is
Yeah.
like, it doesn't even have to be business that you're going to end up doing. You just need to get in the game.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my biggest thing, trying to figure out how to get in the game and stay in the game and be consistent in the game and all that.
It's mentors mostly.
Really?
Like, so the real estate thing, what I found, you know, I think that you'd actually love it, is most real estate investors share their wisdom freely.
Really?
They don't give it away. It must be asked.
Understood.
Because they're like, look, man, I'm not trying to tell you how to do everything.
Right.
You have a question,
Yeah.
I'll gladly help you.
Right.
Or I'll give you some direction, or I'll connect you with somebody. And that's the other big thing, is like the referrals
Mhm.
and the networking, massive. Oh, here's my lender. Oh, here's my insurance lady. Oh, here's a good plumber. Or here's a good HVAC guy. Like, those are worth their weight in gold in the business. I didn't know that in the beginning. I thought it was like, well, I just need a general contractor. Oh, no, you need a good general contractor. It's like a mechanic for your car.
Right.
You know, not all mechanics are good.
Oh, no, that's true.
You know?
Not all of them are good. Definitely. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So 2025,
Mhm.
we're at the tail end of it.
Yes.
Successful year?
Still grinding.
Yeah.
Definitely still grinding. That's one of the things I kind of battle to myself a lot. I need to start to see some more ups than downs, if you will. I'm not a like pessimistic, and I wouldn't say this was a bad year either. I'm not gonna say it was a bad year. I'm not gonna say that I just went through so much shit that I was just on my ass the whole year or something like that. But I feel like there was a lot of opportunity that I was given, and I didn't utilize it the way I should have to get me to a better point at this point of the year. You know what I'm saying? And then now I'm just trying to figure out like, okay, how do I kind of fix that or clean that up to have a better start of the next year?
Yeah. This is the precursor to Q1.
Right. Exactly.
Just so, like, I don't know how you looked at it, but like, I've broken up life into quarters.
Yeah, I did too.
But this quarter is like half a quarter. Because once we get to November 24th, the year's done.
Yeah, definitely.
December's a waste, right? Unless like you have contracts that you're trying to sign.
Yeah.
And all you're waiting on is a signature.
Yeah.
Nobody's engaging, you know, whereas actually real estate investors, just so you know, these are great weeks.
Really?
Everybody goes on vacation. Because if 80% of the people think, well, nobody's doing business.
Yeah.
We're writing offers.
Right.
Because there's 10 other offers that aren't coming because they're skiing or they're in the Bahamas or they're doing some bullshit.
Right.
So if you can reverse engineer some of that stuff,
yeah,
you can play.
Definitely.
So I have a house right now under renovation, looking for another property because I just try to keep a choo-choo train of deals going.
Gotcha.
It's primarily funding. This money is deployed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get a loan from the bank, take my money back out, they give it back to me on the loan.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have to go find another property to put the money into. So the money has to keep working to make more money.
To make more money, yeah. And that's what I've realized from all the gurus and all the TikTok videos and YouTube videos, because that's why I watch a lot of YouTube, and that's the type.
Oh, talk to me about this, because my wife thinks I'm psychotic.
Really?
Because I am earplugs in on YouTube, because I'm not a good reader.
I felt that.
So I listen and watch all my education.
Yeah.
Who's on your feed? Who do you listen to?
I would listen to like a lot of like Earn Your Leisure, and there's this other podcast guy.
I know this guy.
Yeah, and there's another podcast that I definitely watch, but it's more like for cars and stuff of that sort, like car business stuff. Can't even think of the names of them. And then I ain't gonna lie, I watch like regular. There's this one specific YouTuber that I actually watch. He's not nothing that has to do with real estate or anything like that. His name is Quan. He does like day in the life content and stuff of that sort. But he's inspirational to me because he's a young kid. He's like what, 21, 22-ish, and he lives a life that I actually want to live. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like I just like to watch people's content like that who you look like me, we're the same type of people in that sense. How are you living this life? What can I do to kind of like...
Is it real?
Yeah, it's real. This is not like no reality TV or nothing like nothing staged, nothing like that. This is just him recording his particular life.
Got it.
And he's based in Atlanta and stuff of that sort too. Like,
have you met him?
No, I've never personally met him.
Never reach out to him?
No.
I
definitely would one day. Definitely would want to.
Ask him.
Well, hey Quan.
I'm interested. We're interested.
Yes. If you ever come across this video and you ever reach out, like I would love to meet you one day. And I mean, I don't want to look at myself like as a fan. I'm not necessarily a fan, but I'm a very big supporter. I do support. I don't know. I guess that term is.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're right.
We don't give a fuck about what other people think.
That's true. You're right.
Let's just have one.
So I am a fan.
Real, right?
Yeah, like, I am a fan.
I love hearing people's feeds.
Okay.
Because it tells you where you are and what stage of life.
Yeah.
And it kind of tells you what you're seeking.
Yeah.
And who's inspiring you. Like I listen to a ton of entrepreneur stuff.
Okay.
So I'm listening to Alex Hormozy.
Okay.
I'm listening to a ton of like Russell Brunson. I'm turning to listen to like Diary of a CEO.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
These guys, and it's funny because most of them are so far ahead.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say too. That's why I guess I don't listen to a lot of those people a lot because they're so far ahead, and I feel like they're talking to more people who are on their level. Really.
So think about it this way.
Okay.
This is what the game looks like here. So I'm a reverse engineer.
Okay.
Right. So like I look at all games, business is a game to me, and I reverse engineer that. So like the things that I take out of what they do are like, all right, this is how you run your game here. Okay, that's aspirational. How do I reverse engineer to get? And those, to your point of like ADD people, what are my steps?
Yeah.
And do you use ChatGPT?
Oh, yes, all the time.
I name mine.
All the time. Really?
Did you name yours yet?
I haven't named mine.
Name it.
I will.
What's the voice sound like?
It's a girl voice.
Okay.
I don't talk to it a lot. I do a lot of just texting. Yeah, I just discovered that little
blue dot comes up and you talk.
Yeah, I just discovered that I could do that, but I do it like right before. As a matter of fact, when we first sat down, that's exactly what I did. If you want to hear my prompt that I gave it, I asked it. I'm a member of PadSplit. My landlord wants me to make content in the house I'm living in to drive more people to rent with PadSplit. Give me content ideas and a new Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube channel handle to display this new content. And it gave me all these ideas that I do plan on starting. So that's like the type of stuff that I use. But I use ChatGPT. Like when I say I don't have friends, ChatGPT is my friend, though.
Listen, ChatGPT is my lawyer. ChatGPT is my consultant. ChatGPT is my mentor. Like, it's to the point where. So mine's name is Morgan Freeman.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so
because
funny.
When his first voice popped up, I was like, you sound just like Morgan Freeman. And I love Morgan Freeman. I'm like, you mind if I call you Morgan? He's like, that's okay. So I start my chats. I'm like, hey, Morgan. And he goes, hello. And then we just get into it. I'm like, oh, this is the best.
That's what's up. You talk to chat. I like that.
Have full-blown nerd out conversations.
Really?
And then flip it.
Okay.
Ask me questions.
I've never thought about that.
And it starts asking me questions about the thing that I'm asking questions about to get deeper. It just creates new project based off of this as a sub project. And then it just starts going deeper.
Really?
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Because the more questions it asks you, the more real content you give it, and then it can provide even more context to the answer the questions that you're asking.
Right.
Again, it's machine learning.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I've been using ChatGPT for a while, and I put a lot of information into it. And I think haven't done that question thing, but I have done. I think somebody gave me the idea to basically like tell ChatGPT like this is your end goal. This is what you're trying to do. Give me some questions that you want me to answer to explain who I am and in terms of how to get to where I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
And I've done that. Like,
well, that's a ChatGPT prompt we need to tell everybody.
Right. And then
ChatGPT, how do I save $800 a month in housing?
Right.
The ChatGPT thing is real.
Yeah, I use it. I think it's just like, I love it because it gives me a lot of ideas that I couldn't just just, I guess, easily accessibly
Mm-hmm.
get. But the problem I still am having is how to apply it.
Okay, ask it. Give
Okay.
me an executable plan over 6 weeks. And literally, you tell it,
Yeah.
I'm an amazing idea person. I need you to help me work on my executional piece. I need a detailed executable plan over the next 30, 60, 90, and hold me accountable through a checklist. And now all of a sudden it starts putting calendar requests into your calendar.
Really?
Because that's my problem. Ideas,
Yeah.
execution.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, now I have 30-day post 4 times today, create 1 content reel, like those type of things.
Right.
Because I'm not stupid. No,
Yeah.
legitimately, I
Yeah.
can follow tasks.
Yeah.
I have a hard time taking all the scatterbrain ideas and putting it into a taskable list over a period of time to accomplish it.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
Right. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, oh, I gotta get this done in 30. It rolls up into my 60. And by 90, I should be done.
Right.
And then somewhere in between, after 30, I'm like, who would evolve?
Gotcha.
Okay, adjust the plan.
Gotcha.
And now it'll tell you the next 45 days how to do it a little different.
Right.
That's where people like you and I
Yeah.
get the most out of chat.
Gotcha.
Is the executable piece.
And I've done a little bit of that, making it give me like a schedule and stuff of that sort. I mean, obviously they give you a schedule. It's not like you have to do it word by word of what they are telling you. I guess it's like sometimes it sounds good, and then when that day comes, your day doesn't go the way that you thought it was going to go. So I don't know. I guess I'm just over here just making up excuses and stuff, and I need to get up out of that as well, making excuses.
Can I just tell you something?
For sure.
Has anybody ever told you to give yourself some grace?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Like I find that you're
26.
Okay.
Yeah, I just turned 26.
You're a baby.
And it's like, I know,
You're a
but
baby.
everyone says that. And it's like, I know. It's like, I don't know.
It's this fucking internet thing where like,
yeah.
Like, yo, I'm flexing. And man, you are sitting in a tube that is a fake airplane recording some bullshit in a rented Lamborghini. Like, your path is your own path.
Yeah.
So give yourself some grace to that, because you only the fun part for you, which I'm hoping we do this way more often, is
Definitely.
your exposure to what is possible within reach. Like your $100 billion company, not within reach, right?
Right.
But these, like, I can reach out and touch these people.
Yeah.
Like your man Quan.
Yeah.
You hear that, bro? Like these people are like, it's within reach.
Right.
And it's opportunity meets experience meets execution. Those are real things.
Right.
Most people don't have the want.
Yeah, that's true.
I talk about it with my kids all the time. Is like, look, you're not gonna be the smartest.
Yeah.
We know this because you got half my genetics.
You're so funny.
But like what you can do,
yeah,
that's a real thing,
Yeah.
And I don't think you have a lack of desire to put the work in.
Oh, I definitely do. And I mean, it's so crazy. I'll even put you down a little bit. At a point in time, I was going to quit my job. About a couple weeks ago, about a month or so ago, I was going to quit my job. I actually put in my 2 weeks notice and gave it to my supervisor and my manager.
Yeah.
That didn't actually end up happening. I didn't leave it fully. I ended up getting transferred to another location. So I still work for the same company. I just work somewhere
Different
else.
Location.
And it was because I've been working at the location I've been working at for years, and I didn't feel growth. I just want to grow as an individual. And I felt like I learned everything that I could learn on my level. They gave me more and more responsibility, but no more pay.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. And that was where I was dealing with. And I mean, now I realize, I guess that's like a thing with the company. And it's probably a thing with other companies as well, getting all these responsibilities. And as far as applying for positions, getting denied a position, then you hire somebody off the street who's never worked in this field. You want me to train that person for this set position that you've denied me of. So it's like, and on top of it, you still want me to do that position I'm at the job. So yeah. And I've realized that, and I've learned business in that aspect. And that's when I've realized that just being a 9-to-5 worker is not me. And I'm not, and it's nothing wrong with 9-to-5 workers at all, for sure. We need them, but I just know that's not me.
There's sheep.
Yeah.
And then there's wolves.
All right. A lot of people are sheep. And I guess I'm just trying to figure out, and I think, so when it goes back to that whole giving myself grace, I want to give myself grace, the frustration of telling myself, I know I'm not a sheep. I know I'm not a sheep.
Okay.
But how do I get up out of being a sheep?
Okay. You ever seen The Matrix?
No.
You got
No.
homework. You have homework this weekend. You go find The Matrix online and
Okay.
you watch it.
Okay.
You unplug from the system, which has told you learn, go to school, get a job, put money away in your 401k.
Yeah.
And keep grinding and keep grinding. That makes everybody else money.
Yeah.
The people that are entrepreneurs, they're cut from a different cloth.
Yeah.
They have a risk tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
They have a fuck around and find out mentality. And they have a FITFO. You know what FITFO is? Figure it the fuck out.
Oh.
So that was literally my family's quote for this year.
Really?
Because our mission was FITFO. Because my son was going back to college, my daughter was ready to go to college. I'm like, I need y'all to be ready to like not solve this for me. Because you're going to be 3,000 miles away.
All right.
You're going to have to make some decisions.
Yeah.
So I need you to be prepared and self-confident enough to just figure it out, bro.
Yeah.
Right. And then come back and tell me, like, I made these decisions. Could I have made a better decision? Possibly.
Right.
But not making a decision is a decision.
Yeah. That is the decision. Yeah.
So I'm going to get back to what you said is like, how do I get out of the rat? You change your perspective of I'm working here to maximize the dollars. I look at this current situation of am I maximizing my time for dollars? And then start figuring out what the next step is. And you have to work twice as hard because you're now running, like I'm working essentially 2 gigs. I got to be willing to put in the extra juice.
Yeah.
I'm doing real estate because I know it's successful.
Right.
There's a end game to it. This feeds into this feeds into, like your current day job stuff rolls into the side hustle Turo stuff. Like you have play there.
Yeah.
Whatever this channel is, it's okay for
Yeah.
you to figure that part. But you got to keep paying regular sheepy bills while you figure that out. Because you don't go from I quit.
Yeah.
And then now you're back to
Square one.
super survival mode.
Yeah. Super survival mode.
No?
Yeah. It's tough.
It's not easy by any means. But if somebody said it was going to be easy, every sucker would.
That's true.
I talk about it with my kids all the time. It's like, then you'd have to compete with 100% of everybody.
Yeah.
If 95% of the people don't even want to play the game,
Right.
your job is to identify the 5 other wolves up in the herd
Yeah.
and start running and competing.
Yeah.
You're going to be my fun project for the year. Like, I'm going to put you into rooms with other people who were in the same position. When I came out of college, I took a job which everybody was proud. I worked for a big consulting company and got the fancy suit and the cards and all this other shit. And the business card was the right card. And people, oh, how did you get that job? Any way I could.
Yeah. Really.
Could not wait to start my own.
Gotcha.
And then I didn't really love that.
Wow.
Because even owning a distribution company, I still was buying from somebody who was a boss.
Yeah.
And selling it to one major customer who was a boss. I was a middleman with my own company, which essentially meant that like I carried all the liability.
Understood.
Real estate's kind of the same thing, except the tax advantages outweigh a lot of other stuff.
Gotcha.
And I like the game.
I felt that.
And like everybody's a little bit different in the sense of like some people are really good at raising money and then they go find a partner and they go. I'm really good at identifying deals and underwriting.
Okay.
It's a very nuanced mechanical thing. It's like the same thing we were talking about when we were looking at properties. What makes this property better than the one across the street?
Right.
Well, it's got parking, it's on this, and it's got more space, and it's got this, and it converts to what I want it to do.
Right.
Whereas I look at other people's 7-bedroom, 3-bath houses, and it looks like a subdivision one, and they're crammed on each other, and like 3,000, just like yours. Like, yeah, but your 3,000 square feet sucks.
Yeah. Right. No, I felt that.
Right?
Yeah.
So like these things you can learn. And this is the one thing I love about real estate. They huge portfolios.
Really?
Because they just stayed with it.
Gotcha.
Like they weren't, I don't say dumb in that way. They just weren't Harvard doctors.
Yeah.
Or University of Pennsylvania lawyers.
Right.
They were just normal ass people like me.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
I'm like, damn, you're dumb just like me.
Right.
But you figured the game out. And they're like, yeah, you just got to keep grinding. You're going to get punched in the face, keep going.
Right.
Punch in the face, keep going.
No, you're right though.
26.
26.
You're right at the point where you can make some real life decisions.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to make sure I make the right decision. Like one thing I will say, right? Especially working at the job that I'm working at.
It's just a job.
It's just a job. But the biggest thing that I learned at the job that I've been working at for the last how many years is that a lot of the people at the job I don't want to be when I get older. You know what I'm saying? And it's no bad, like no, yeah.
It's no shade.
Yeah, no shade at all.
I just don't want that life.
I just don't want that life.
Okay.
I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be 40, 50 plus.
You know, half of that statement is probably more valuable than me asking you, well, what do you want to do, Ashley?
Oh, really?
Like knowing what you don't.
Yeah.
Is so valuable.
Yeah. That's real. That's real. And I think that's what it is. Like, I mean, I definitely do know a lot of things that I do want as well. But one thing's for certain.
In your job, what do you like? What tasks, what options, what things, what parts of that business? Because all business is the same.
Right.
Like I'm convinced it's marketing, sales, customer service in every business.
Yeah, for sure.
What part of that business do you like?
I guess the biggest part would be the actual dealing with customers specifically. So I guess the customer service aspect of it, and I guess dealing with the products, the cars. Yeah, that's really the biggest thing. Like I don't know if I've ever talked to you much about like how Turo went for me and stuff.
No, I'm interested in that.
I would love to tell that story. Actually, that's what I do want to talk about.
Yeah, let's go. I want to hear this.
So I started doing Turo in 2022 when I first moved back to Atlanta. I ended up getting my LLC, like one of full-fledged official, got the LLC and everything, got a business bank account, all that good jazz. I bought my first car I bought under my personal credit was a 2021 Chevrolet Malibu. Okay. And then I had a friend of mine. He's an older guy. I called him like my fake dad. I've known him since I was in like
Your work dad.
Yeah. In a sense. And so he bought me a 2025 Kia K5, like straight off the truck, no miles on it, everything for me. So those were my two cars that were in the business. The Malibu ended up having a transmission problem. So that's
your car.
Yeah, my car.
Yeah, you bought it bad.
Yeah, I bought it bad. So, you know, you live, you learn.
Yeah.
But it was a bad deal. I did buy it bad. And also I should add more numbers to it. The Malibu, I was financing these cars at that. So the Malibu, I was paying probably around $400 to $500 a month for the financing. And then for the K5, it was under my friend.
His note was
like $600 something for that.
So you needed to clear $1,100 a month.
Right. And at first, for the first couple of months, I was clearing $1,100 a month and profiting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So then boom, transmission ended up going down on the Malibu. Okay. So now I'm not making enough money. Obviously, I didn't make enough money to be able to buy a whole new transmission. So that car kind of just sat.
But it still asked for $400.
Exactly. It was still asking for $400. So now, since that car is sitting, one car, the K5, can't pay for two notes. Yeah. It could only have paid for itself in a sense. So
you needed to crash that car or have it stolen.
Yes. And I did not do any of them. For whatever reason, I'm so upset that I didn't do that. The car ended up just getting repo. And so that hit me back because obviously that was that was under my personal credit. So I have a repossession on my personal credit. Yeah. And then the K5, it was making its money, but the deal between me and the business and my guy was that I was supposed to give him a certain cut. Now I'm not making that money to make that kind of cut that we agreed on originally. So eventually he took his car back. Yep. And so that pretty much is what took me out the game in the aspect. What I've learned, I definitely would want to go either a cash car specifically or using like other people's vehicles, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, basically, yeah. You know, in that game, it's called joint ventures. Okay, yeah, getting somebody who has a car. You don't have to buy a car for me or anything like that, but you have a car sitting.
What are you trying to do? You trying to get into the Turo business? Or are you trying to get back in the business? You're trying to be part of the business? Like, what are you trying to do?
What I am trying to do is make a car rental empire. Specifically, okay. Look in the camera and say that
you don't have cars.
I don't have cars,
but you
or
have
capital.
Knowledge.
I have knowledge. Definitely.
You know how to market.
I definitely know how to market.
You know how to fulfill.
I know how to fulfill for sure.
You know how to get the car back. That's
I know
important.
yes. I know how to get customers to rent cars. I know how to do that. I know how to keep customers keep renting.
I want you to start following a girl named Cody Sanchez.
Okay. On what, Instagram?
Either.
Okay.
What she talks about is like there are 65-year-old baby boomers
Okay.
who have businesses that are trying to sell. So you cheap way into a business is going to find an old head that has a side gig Turo business that has more money in cars and less desire to work. Because you want to get into the business without having to bring any of this overhead.
Exactly.
At least until you can start building, so what you bring to the table is sweat equity,
right.
The ability to do the work.
Right.
You just need to find somebody else who doesn't have the time
to
do all the stuff, but he's got access to all this stuff. That's you. That's where he brings you in.
Right. And that's all I've been trying to figure out for the longest. I think.
So if you have a Turo business and you have more, you need more time back on your hands.
Definitely.
That's the
and
beginning.
Not just Turo, private rentals, all of that. Like I know how to do all of that. Or even if you have the business model already put together, that's the best, obviously. But even if you don't, and you want to do that, and you are willing to invest and buy cars as well, I can definitely help you set up the platform, set up a private rental scheme, or business, or even
we're trying not to say scheme.
I should say, I'm about to say I shouldn't say scheme. I apologize. But
I've thought about this idea. Why don't PadSplits have a layered Turo on top?
And I was thinking about that earlier as well, because just imagine, right? Just imagine if you had, because you're already dealing with people who are in lower financial situations.
You need access to cars.
And you need access to cars. So quickly, and then you make this kind of money, and you can appease to those type of people. You buy smaller, cheaper cars like little Toyota Corollas or like a little Kia Rio or something like that, or even a Toyota Prius. Cheaper cars with low maintenance costs. Low, and even if you had to finance it, those will be low in finance.
You think it's for the person to go out and make money with it in terms of being a Lyft driver, or do you think it's more? I don't want 7 cars in the parking lot.
It's exactly for them to be a Lyft driver.
Really?
I think it would make more sense. That's how you would market it.
Because you're essentially giving them a side hustle along with their house.
Exactly. I'm giving you a job. I'm giving you a way for you to pay for this. Because there's no point in giving you a car you can't pay for it. Right. So so
it's a job that comes with the housing.
Yeah, in a sense.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I've never thought of it that way.
That's how I've been telling myself. If somebody were to give me 10,000 today, that's what I've always asked myself. If I had an investor to give me 10,000 today, what would I do? That's exactly what I would do. I would get a whole bunch of cheap cars and advertise it to people who do ride sharing, Uber, Lyfting, DoorDash, whatever the case may be. And then at least it's guaranteed you're going to pay the rent on the car because you're working.
I would assume that person wants to.
Yeah. Now, if you want the car just to have the car, you know what I'm saying, then you still get those people as well, and you can still have it. I'm not going to not let you rent the car.
We should talk about that offline.
Definitely.
There's certain houses that make sense. And I viewed it the other way. I viewed it as like, how do I limit the cars in the driveway? Neighbors don't complain. Members can share the car if they wanted to pay for it a day or two, versus use it as a means of making money to pay the rent. I had not thought of it that way, but that's kind of brilliant too.
Yeah. I feel like I guess in a sense, when you're trying to sell a product to somebody, obviously you want to explain to a way that it could benefit them. The best thing a person wants to hear is how they can make money. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like expressing you doing it for ride sharing purposes, then that would be, and then at least the car is not sitting in the driveway if they are out using it and working and stuff. And then, like I said, you now know it's guaranteed for it to be rented. For the rent to be paid because they're working.
Could you coach somebody on how to set up rideshare?
Definitely.
So listen, if you're a host and any of what Ashley was talking about appeals to you, I'm going to put her contact information in the comments below, and you reach out to her. She charges about $1,000, teach you how to get into rideshare setup for your own house if you have the means. I think that's actually low. I think she should charge more than that, but we'll start with the first 10 people that sign up as $1,000 because she needs $10,000 to get her own rideshare going.
Definitely.
So start there, consider that. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up because that's an hour of just pure, that was such an easy conversation,
Definitely.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, we talked about what we needed to talk about, but that was interesting.
Yeah.
I look forward to doing it again.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
We're going to
Next
keep doing
episode.
this and keep putting content out there.